All right, let's dive right into the June 2026 news that absolutely broke the financial world, the historic SpaceX IPO. For an industry that used to be completely dominated by slow-moving government agencies, a private company going public at this massive scale is, well, it's completely unprecedented. So in today's explainer, we're going to unpack exactly why investors all over the globe are treating this as the largest, most anticipated public offering in history.
$1.7 trillion. Just let that number sit with you for a second. That staggering valuation immediately established SpaceX not just as a successful aerospace venture, but as an absolute titan of the public markets. It firmly places them in a very, very exclusive club of the most highly valued companies on the planet.
To hit that massive valuation, they raised an eye-watering $75 billion. Trading under the ticker symbol SPCX, it officially became the largest IPO ever, hands down. We saw absolutely overwhelming demand right out of the gate from everyday retail investors and massive institutional funds alike.
Surviving early rocket failures. To really grasp what investors are buying into today, we actually need to zoom out a bit and look at just how close this giant came to total collapse. Think back to 2002. Elon Musk founds the company with his wildly bold vision to make humanity multiplanetary. But space is, well, it's incredibly unforgiving. Between 2006 and 2008, 3 devastatingly unsuccessful launches left the company basically out of cash. They were on the absolute brink of bankruptcy, literally days away from closing up shop, until a miraculous breakthrough in 2008 when the Falcon 1 finally reached orbit.
That 2008 Falcon 1 success, that was the exact lifeline they desperately needed. It proved to the world that they could reliably reach orbit, making them the very first privately funded company to achieve that incredible milestone. And more importantly, that singular success attracted major, company-saving contracts from NASA. It quite literally launched them into the future.
The reusability revolution. So, the really crucial point here is how they went from barely surviving to completely dominating the industry. And it all comes down to a massive paradigm shift that changed aerospace engineering forever. Traditionally, you'd build a multi-million-dollar rocket, use it exactly once, and toss it away into the ocean. Just an insanely expensive way to operate. But by engineering the Falcon 9 to actually land back on Earth, SpaceX shattered that old status quo and dramatically slashed the cost of getting to orbit. Because of this revolution in cost and efficiency, SpaceX now launches more rockets annually than any other organization in the entire world, period. Today, they utilize this incredibly impressive operational fleet. We're talking the workhorse Falcon 9, the heavy-lifting Falcon Heavy, the Dragon spacecraft used for transporting astronauts, and of course the massive Starship, which is specifically designed for those ambitious future missions to the Moon and Mars.
Starlink, internet from space. Because rockets, they're really only half the story here.
If we want to fully understand that $1.7 trillion valuation, we have to talk about the cash cow funding these galactic ambitions. Through Starlink, SpaceX has basically blanketed the globe with thousands of satellites. They're providing high-speed internet to the darkest, most remote corners of the planet, bypassing traditional infrastructure entirely and rapidly amassing millions of reliant users worldwide.
And here is why this matters to anyone analyzing their business model: recurring revenue. It's that sweet, predictable subscription income rolling in month after month. Many financial analysts actually believe that because of Starlink's massive global reach, this highly lucrative recurring subscription model could eventually become even more valuable than the core rocket launching business itself. A trillion-dollar vision. Which brings us right back to the IPO itself. Let's look at exactly what future investors are betting on. See, they aren't just looking at a single product rocket company. They're showing deep confidence in a business operating simultaneously across several potential trillion-dollar industries. We're talking commercial space transportation, global satellite internet, deep space initiatives like lunar exploration and Mars colonization, and even advanced tech laying down serious artificial intelligence and data infrastructure.
But, to be totally objective about this event, we have to look impartially at both sides of the market. On one hand, you have supporters who are incredibly bullish, genuinely believing SpaceX could become the single most influential company of the 21st century. On the flip side, cautious financial analysts are waving a bit of a yellow flag, warning that a $1.7 trillion valuation is extremely ambitious and completely dependent on the flawless execution of those massive future growth plans.
Ultimately, what you should take away from this explainer is the sheer unbelievable scale of the journey. Whether you're an investor, a tech enthusiast, or just fascinated by space, the trajectory is undeniable. They achieved the impossible by taking a struggling, near-bankrupt 2002 startup and transforming it into the undisputed epicenter of the modern space race.
So, as the dust settles on the biggest stock market event in history, it leaves us with one pretty massive question. Are investors simply buying into rockets and satellites, or are they quite literally buying a stake in the future of humanity itself? Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.